Over the last 6 weeks, the sports card market has been red hot. In fact, we have seen record sales happen almost every single week. Things are getting out of hand, which is why I hope that everyone watching is starting to ask the question, have we hit the peak, or can these good times keep on rolling? Now, in order to answer that question, is this really the beginning of the end? I think we have to look back at other markets and kind of see what's happened. So I did some research and here's what I found. So on March 10th, 2000, yes, going back 25 years, that's when the stock market hit an all-time high, which was 1 month before the dot-com bubble burst. And I mean, I'll tell you, by the end of the dot-com bubble, 78% of the NASDAQ was lost. That's the value, 78% was gone. All right, so that's the first one. The second one is that in around May of 2006, the US housing market hit an all-time peak. And then, as we all know, if you lived through this, if you're older than 30, you know, we lived through the Great Recession in October of 2009. Unemployment hit above 10%. So everything that was up went crashing down. And if you're in the sports card hobby for longer than a few months, then you already know that in February of 2021, the sports card market hit an all-time high. It had never reached this level ever before. Michael Jordan rookie sold for $750,000. And then over the next 2 years, we had a crash of over 80% in sports card values. So now that we had 2 weeks ago, Mr. Wonderful and an investor team bought the dual logo man Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant card for $12.9 million, more than any other sports card in history. What does that mean? Does that mean that we have hit the absolute top and we are now going to crash more than we've ever seen before? Or is this the beginning of a new trend? If you want to know the answer, let's find out together. So where do we go from here? I mean, are we going to the moon even more than where we are, or is this really the top? Like, should we be concerned that we've reached the absolute top and everything from here is going to be downhill? And the only way to really think about that is we got to look at some historical trends and kind of look at what's going on in the actual sports card market. So why don't we look at the most iconic cards, which is the 1952 Mickey Mantle. Now, this dual logo man, the Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant card, sold for $12.9 million, which actually broke the record, which is what the 1952 SGC 9.5 set way back in August of 2022. And that card sold for $12.6 million. Now, I want to bring that card up because of the fact that some people claim that the PSA 10, which there are 3 of them in the world, so the 1952 Mickey Mantle PSA 10, there's only 3 of them. People want to claim that that card may be worth $40 million. Now, what I'm going to assert right now is it may be not worth as much as you think it is. I think based on what the prices are, like if the dual logo man just went for 12.9 and we might be in a peak, I think that the PSA 10 might be worth closer to 20 to 25 million, not 40. Because there is a limit to where the market is. Like, it's just not gonna go, to the end of the earth. Like, there is a limit to what people will actually pay for cards. And the only people that can afford $40 million anyway are billionaires. And I'm sorry, but billionaires are not really getting into this game. Like, you have multi-millionaires. Like, Mr. Wonderful is, a multi-millionaire. He's not a billionaire, but he also needed an investment group in order to pay for the card, because the actual value of the card is in a group. And when you pay for it through a business, it's a tax-deductible expense. Just saying, like, just so everybody's aware, that's the reason why businesses buy cards. That's why the one-of-one MLB patch Paul Skeens was bought by a business, because that was an expense that could then be tax deductible. So just be aware that if you're a single collector, you're not going to buy any of these cards. And that's sort of the point, is where is the actual limit to the market? Now, where is the market going? Is it going up? Is it going down? What should you be doing? Should you be putting more money in? Should you not be putting more money in? And before we can answer that question, here's what you should not do. You should not panic. Panic is the worst thing you can do, because the minute you panic is when you lose everything. Not only do you lose the card, but you lose your value. You lose everything. So don't panic. Now, I wish that I could advise people like Jeff Wilson, the sports card investor, or any of these high net worth guys. I wish I could advise them, because I think they're looking at sports cards all wrong. Even if you're trying to do it as an investment portfolio, I think you're looking at it wrong. If you really want to build a collection that has value, not just intrinsic value to you as a collector, you're like, oh, I like these cards. Because at this point, I'm not quite sure that Jeff Wilson actually likes the cards that he has. I mean, he says that he does, but I mean, if he really did, then why does he have some of the, why did he pay X amount of dollars for some of the cards that he has when he turned around and traded them for worse cards? I mean, we've seen that journey, and it's entertaining from the outside to watch him lose all that money. But I mean, I feel bad for him. I wouldn't have advised him of making some of these deals. And the reason is because he's not looking at it like an actual portfolio, which I said in the last video, if you guys watched, that you should be diversifying your portfolio. Like if you're going to build a PC collection that actually has value, you should have one of each player. So you choose which card you should own. And if I were advising someone who had a lot of money, like if you had $1 million to spend, I wouldn't be telling you to buy 5, 6, 7 LeBron Jameses or Kobe Bryants or Michael Jordans or even Tom Brady's. I would say let's go after one Michael Jordan, one LeBron, one Steph Curry, one Tom Brady. Like go after one of these cards and put that into your portfolio, and then you're building out something that actually has value into the future. Because the more cards you have of any one player, you're too exposed to this problem in the market, which is it goes up and it goes down and there's no predictability. So the question we have right now is this the beginning of the end? Because if that card, the MJ Kobe dual logo man, just sold for 12.9, what card's going to beat it? I mean, literally, think about it. What card could beat that card? The only way that any card could beat it is if you had maybe like a Joe DiMaggio Mickey Mantle autograph card. That would be it. I mean, I can't think of, or if you had a Babe Ruth autograph card that was real hot, like maybe a PSA 6 or a PSA 7, or a Lou Gehrig Babe Ruth. Like, I mean, I don't know what else goes beyond 12.9 million. So yes, a Mickey Mantle 52, because let's say that the SGC 9.5, let's say that set the market at 12.6 million. Well, then that means that the PSA 10 is only really worth 20 mil, maybe 25, because of auction. You're paying, buyer's premium, and somebody gets into a bidding war, and maybe it goes up to, again, 25 mil. But I really think that the ceiling on that card now is 20 million. Because it's just not that much better than the dual logo man. Now, if you're thinking, okay, this is the peak of the market, then that also means that dual logo man has to come down. And again, the thing that everybody doesn't seem to be worried about, and you should be worried about, is what are comps? Now, comps in the hobby are weird because some people do their own calculations. I mean, I don't know. I think they're in the background. They have like an abacus and they're like trying to figure out, like, I don't know how some of you guys are figuring out comps, because I've seen people try to sell cards for way more than they're worth. And I'm just looking at them going, I mean, on what planet did you come up with this evaluation? Like, seriously, how did you get to your price? Now, there's a lot of times where people are just like, well, I just want to sell it for this because I paid X and I don't want to lose all my money. And I get it. I don't blame you for that. But if you actually want to sell the card, like if you want the money more than the card, you have to look at reality and you have to look at comps. And some people just don't want to do that. Again, that's fine. You're allowed to do that. They're your cards. You do whatever you want. But don't get upset when somebody doesn't want to pay you the price that you want. Again, the market's going to tell you what something's worth. Now, just because somebody comes up to you and offers you, let's say in your mind, a lowball offer, like let's say you have a 68 Nolan Ryan rookie, which I have 6 of them. And somebody offers me, for an SGC1, somebody offers me $500. Now, it's worth around $800 to $900. But if somebody offers me $500, do I look at them and go, well, that's insulting? No, they're making an offer, and then you have to make a decision. Do I want to take the cash or do I want to hold on to the card? Now, I'm a collector, which means that I'd rather have the card rather than the cash, because the cash doesn't mean anything to me. The card means more than the cash does. And, I don't need the cash, so it's like I might as well just hold on to it. And that's the calculation that some people need to make for yourself. If you're actually trying to sell cards, then you need to sell them. Stop giving like, well, I'm waiting for. No, you're not waiting. You're either holding or you're selling. So if you're selling, sell it. If you're holding on to it, then stop trying to sell it, because I don't know what it is that you're trying to do. So if you have an eBay store right now, like I don't know how many of you have eBay stores, but if you have eBay stores, go through all your cards on your eBay store and reprice them right now. This is the time to sell. Like I'm just telling you right now, this market is so hot. This is the time to sell your cards. If you want to sell them, now's the time. Like this is it, because if there's a crash, let's say a month from now or 2 months from now, and to be honest, I'm not predicting a crash anytime soon, but you should really be thinking about a crash looming, because things just can't keep going up. And we saw that in the pandemic. Stuff just kept going up and up. 2019, 2020, 2021, and like I said at the beginning of this video, February of 2021 was the absolute peak of the sports card hobby market. No cards had ever sold for that kind of money before, and everything was selling. We have that again now. The frenzy is back. This market is hot. So if you have cards and you want to start moving them, move them now. This is the time. Like you have probably a month, 2 months to just get through. And so, it's a perfect time to do it because the holidays are coming up. Okay, we're only a couple months away from November, a couple months away from Black Friday. Like now's the time to sell your cards, get the cash so you'll have money for holiday gifts coming up. It's a hot market, and I'm not here to poo-poo that. It is a hot market. I'm selling cards like the Dickens. I'm selling a ton of stuff because now's the time to sell. Now, I am taking discounts because now's the time to sell. Like, it's worth more than it was a year ago, and I'm going, that's great, because now my discounts are what I could have gotten at max at 100% last year, and I'm like, this is a gift from God. Take that. The prices are up from a year ago, so sell your stuff. Think about how much you could have sold it for last year. Now you can get more money this year. Sell it. Sell it, sell it, sell it. Don't panic, just sell. Now, I've also been recommending for anybody that's a subscriber, again, I make these recommendations. If you have questions like how do I do this? If you're new to the hobby, you should definitely go to the channel. Okay, so there's playlists, there's a whole bunch. Go to the Can You Invest in Sports Card playlist. That you have to watch. There's 4 or 5 videos. I walk through why it's so hard to invest in sports cards. These are concepts you need to understand. If you don't, I mean, I'm not saying that you don't, but if you're new to the sports card hobby, you definitely don't. So you need to know these things. Then you can kind of jump in. But from a collector standpoint, if you're trying to build a portfolio, if you're trying to build a collection that actually has value in the future, you should really not be collecting more than one of each player. Now, I'm not trying to build a PC that has value. I'm trying to build a PC that has intrinsic meaning to me. And so what I just did yesterday is I went through the spreadsheet and I've now put different tabs. So I have my Chasing 300 tab because I have a challenge to try to get my PC down to 300 cards. And then I split it off and I said, well, I've got my Chasing 300 cards. And then I also have my Mets collection, and I'm trying to consolidate both. And then I also have basically a shoebox. Well, actually, let me show it to you. I mean, this would be the easiest way to do it. So I got these at Walmart. These are so inexpensive. I mean, I think they were like $3 or $4 each. And what I do is I put in the sports that are not going in the main case. And so these are my football cards. And my biggest card, which I've had for 35 years, is my Joe Namath rookie, a 2.5. This is worth, now it was worth $2,000 last year. It's worth around $3,000 now. I mean, again, sports card prices are going through the roof. If I was trying to sell it, I would sell it now. But again, this is like the foundation of my football collection. Now I have, so let's see, we've got a bunch of others. So this is a Joe Montana patch. I got this in a trade. Basically, so how much I'm into it for, I would say, I don't know, maybe like $10, $15, not much. And then I got it graded for $15. So really I'm only into it for, what is it, $40 right there. This card is worth around $200. It's only a pop 4. Again, it's a 9 because these cards are hard to grade. And again, I didn't grade it way back when when it came out. I just got it a couple years ago. So there you go. That's how you kind of get some value. But so that's a Joe Montana in the collection. And then I'm a good, like I like Justin Jefferson. I think he's going to be the best receiver in NFL history. Again, some other guys might beat him, but I think so. And that's his regular rookie card. This is the Hollow Prism, and it's a 9.5. It's not worth all that much. Worth a little bit less than $100. And then I also, just because, see, I'm a nostalgic collector. This card is gonna become the icon of this new slab junk era, and that's the Mac Jones. Like, this card is now the icon of the junk slab era. Like, it is. This and Zion. If you were to get 2 cards that are not going to be worth a whole lot of money, but they're iconic, it's those 2. And then I just have regular cards. So I'm a Giants fan, so I'm going to have a whole bunch of Giants cards. So that's a record breaker for Phil Simms. We've got Harry Carson, more Harry Carson. Of course, Lawrence Taylor. Here we go. We got a Bo, another Lawrence Taylor, Mean Joe Green, Tony Dorsett, Franco Harris, Barry Sanders, Carl Banks, and of course Michael Strahan. That's a 2008 Chrome Refractor. So I mean, that's it. That's my football collection. Is it worth all that much? Not really. The only card that's really worth anything, as you saw, is that Joe Namath rookie. And that's the point, is that I'm trying to just build a PC. What are you trying to do? If you're trying to build value in your collection, then you should pick one of each player. So, are you going after the national treasures for Steph Curry, Justin Jefferson, Joe Montana? Like, who are you going after? If you don't know the players that you should be thinking about, go grab my magazine, Card Hoarder Magazine. It is the top 25 recession-proof players. These are the top players that you should be thinking about long-term if you're thinking about value. Now, not every card. So that's the thing. Like, hopefully, this is just giving you the names of the players. So here's the 25 players that you should have. So if you're trying to build a collection that has value in the future, you should have 25 cards, one of each of these players. But you have to choose which one of the cards. Not all the cards are worth all that much. But if you want a collection that's going to retain some value in the future, these are the players to think about. That's all I've got for today. I mean, again, I keep doing a video every single day. If you're not subscribed, subscribe right now. Other than that, I will see you tomorrow.